We invented cool. Well, that's a trademark of the Studebaker Drivers Club. They just always seemed to be ahead on the design curve, and they were not scared to think out of the box. They have a very keen sense of proportion. I think most of their cars just look very aerodynamic in the way it was drawn. Their colors, interior and exterior, especially in the 50s, you know, they just had marvelous color combinations. I was born in '54, so I kind of grew up in the model car period, you know, the great period of the 60s when all the kids, you know, you had a paper route so you could go buy, you know, with the profit, you could go buy that new model car. I had an older brother who was a model car builder, and, you know, honestly, I think a lot of that disease, this car love, came from him. And then I had a father, a very conservative father, that always had uncool cars. So it made it real easy for us to make fun of whatever my dad was driving and then build the cool models. And, you know, we'd get some bizarre paint schemes going on them, and so it was a lot of fun, yeah. I grew up with Studebakers, and when you kind of grew up in this area, like at least in Elkhart, you know, we all had family that worked there. We have a yellow '59 two-door wagon that I saw in the car corral at Auburn, Indiana many years ago. And I think it was '96 or '97. And I came around the corner and it was love at first sight. And I really had to be totally reintroduced to Studebaker, and that's where the love kind of developed then. You know, all these cars have a name, and they kind of become family members. Every car has its own story. The Avani in '63, it was the first American car with disc brakes on the front. It had a roll bar built in, a padded dash, and Studebaker was, you know, right at the very front of seat belts and quite a few other things, really. It didn't take Studebaker long to come up with the first post-war car. No one had one in '46. Studebaker was about a half a model year ahead. The body style that became the bullet nose was first introduced in '47. And what was kind of unique about it was it didn't have external fenders on the front, and it really didn't on the rear, although those were bolt-ons. I think the most popular was what they call the Starlight Coupe, which was a 4-passenger two-door. And it was the car that everyone said, you can't tell if it's coming or going, because it had that wraparound rear window. But what was so iconic was that bullet nose on the very front. For me, you know, just seeing them is half the fun. And so I get to enjoy them basically, you know, every day I'm in Indiana, I'm in this building. You know, everybody in Indiana profited from Studebaker's success. And you know, a lot of people don't realize Studebaker, in their run of internal combustion engines, made over 4 million cars in South Bend. And that's a lot of automobiles by anybody's standards. You know, my granddaughter is probably the biggest Studebaker fan. She loves riding in them and driving them. And so here it says, me and Nana and Papa went to the train station in Rudolph, which is the red Studebaker. It was so fun. And so there's her, and there's Nana, and there's Papa. I had to laminate that, and when she graduated from first grade, she insisted that Nana and I pick her up in that car. And so it's been a lot of fun.